In the last 2 years, it has been a very different mood here at Diggers and Dealers. Of course, last year we were dealing with a record high gold price when it's priced in Australian dollars around $1,700 an ounce. So that was buoying a lot of those junior and mid-cap miners. And in fact, the performance was reflected in their share price that for many of them, it was up several hundred% just over the calendar year of 2016. This year, it's a bit of a different story. We've had the Australian dollar appreciating, and that's put downward pressure on the gold price when it's priced in Australian dollars. We're down by about 9.5% when you look at the pricing on that front over the last 12 months or so. And if you take a look at the S&P ASX All Ords Gold Index, that's down by about 22.5%, showing that we have seen a big retracement in a number of these companies' share price performance over the last 12 months. But they are still optimistic. They still have managed to get a lot of costs out. They've got pretty solid margins because they've managed to get costs out, and the Aussie dollar gold price is still at levels that are quite lofty. But we've reached a bit of a fork in the road when it comes to the Australian gold space. We've seen a lot of consolidation over the last few years on the back of that changing face in the Australian mining space that you spoke of. A lot of companies consolidating. There was a lot of asset disposal and regeneration as well, and a number of companies going out and buying up a lot of assets. They've since rationalised those and are now operating with their desired suite of assets. But where to next? And a number of the miners here at Diggers and Dealers saying that there needs to be more focus on exploration. Take a listen to what one told us.
I'm not sure whether it's heresy to say at a Diggers and Dealers conference that maybe more digging and less dealing would be a great thing, because we're making lots of money. We now need to demonstrate the consistency and the sustainability of it. Our average mine life is now over 8 years. We have 2 mines which have over decade-long production profiles. So I think focusing on profitability, focus on dividend paying, not allowing our margins to erode, and looking for opportunities where you're going to find motivated sellers. But given the repair that has occurred in the gold industry, globally and locally, I'm not sure you're going to find those motivated sellers easily.
That was Jake Klein of Evolution Mining, which incidentally is now the second biggest listed gold miner in Australia with an annual production of around about 800,000 ounces. So a number of these miners that were only a few years ago relatively small players have managed to scale themselves up and are now competing with a number of the bigger global miners as well when you look at those annual production levels nearing that 1 million ounce level per annum.